What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Jess. I'm back, baby, with a brand new camera. How exciting is this? This is the Sony a7 III. Baby, I spent money on this. I put in work to get this, you feel me? And I'm excited to bring a whole level of quality and satisfaction to you lesbians because, you know, we deserve it. I deserve it. We all deserve it. We all deserve good things. Today's subject is a touchy one because we're gonna expose lesbian relationships. And I'm so sorry to those who are in relationships currently or are sensitive about this topic. But listen, baby. For one, I know way too many lesbians and I know way too many couples. And I hear the same exact pattern, the same exact stories, the same exact bullshit that somehow keeps circulating within our community. And it's puzzling to me. It's very concerning as well. I kind of want to break down what I think is going on, as well as my personal experiences and everything else in between. Y'all know the deal. I'm gonna give you guys my personal experiences first, just so you know like where I'm coming from, because first of all, I've been single for 2.5 years, and a lot of people would say like, well, why are we taking relationship advice from someone who has not even been in a relationship for that long? Because listen, I have been in relationships. I've been around a lot of women. I've done a lot of dating, and for someone who can be at this point willingly, half willingly, in this space of being single, I've been able to see relationships from an outside perspective, a clear-headed perspective, and a perspective of someone who's been out of relationships that had a lot of abuse, trauma, as well as relationships where there was a lot of love and there was a lot of respect for one another. So I have a healthy balance of understanding what those look like. I definitely never had a person in my life where I could feel like I was deeply in love and that was it for me, because clearly I'm here. So the stereotype of what lesbians go through when they're in relationships is basically you get caught up because it's very emotional. We're both women. You feel like you share a lot of good feelings. There's a lot of good sex. We all know that part. Therefore, there's those stereotypes of U-hauling and a lot of things where we get caught up and we move in together really quickly because we want to be around each other all the time. Because of all that rushing and not really understanding who the person is, we tend to just fall out quicker, and there's a lot of higher divorce rates and things like that. Because we're women, that we take advantage of each other, and therefore the abuse and the domestic violence comes in. It's a lot. A lot of y'all in that beginning stages, man, I can't stand it. There's also a lot of pressure for us as lesbians to show off what we got going on, but a lot of y'all do that either for clout or because you're too caught up in your emotions and you end up being blind. I can see those things a mile away, and a lot of us can. We just don't say nothing because it's like, oh, just another one of them things, like, let's see how long that lasts. It's shitty that we have to think that way. It's shitty that that's common. What I don't understand is where the thought process of like, hey, maybe I should take my time with this doesn't come in. One thing I know for sure is technology is not helping, and y'all are very young. Because TikTok became a thing and lesbians on TikTok became popular, a lot of it's giving me show and tell. Now it's all of a sudden, I want to be able to show off my item. I want to show off what I got. And a lot of us don't help that because all of us are hopeless romantics and we're lesbians. We just love so much. So we're like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. But a lot of us know, baby, that's not gonna work. Good luck though. I was in that relationship. We would be full-blown arguing and I would be in a separate room writing on Instagram how much I love her, when in reality that was not it at all. And that subconscious pressure would always get to me. All those compliments and affirmations from strangers feel really good because it's like, oh, I know that it can be good, but it's not. But I mean, it can be good. And people see that as good, so that's all that matters. And people really think like that. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot of those who do post really good things and you're actually translating a healthy relationship in person and online. But one thing that we do as lesbians is we idolize, especially young ones, love to look at people even like me and think that I am this person that they envisioned me and like we could be best friends and all these things. It's like, you don't know me, and you will never know whoever you idolize on social media. And I see this firsthand, especially with the lesbians, with popular people. I work with them, I am friends with them, and I can 100% tell you that that is not it. I could throw a lot of shade at your favorite lesbians right now, but I'm not gonna do that. My most recent relationship lasted about 2.5 years, and it was healthy, it was good, and I didn't really post about her as much as I did in the first. And it wasn't by choice, but I'm glad I did it because obviously it didn't work out, but also because people really love to get in each other's business. And when you let people in your business through social media and you expose a lot of that, that's where things get really difficult. And people don't understand, especially like YouTube couples, TikTok people on here. The more that they share, the more that people feel obligated to talk about your life, to really get into your core of your personal business because you put it out there, you know what I mean? So now they have this connection with you, and they feel like they can say whatever they want to say. It really comes down to how much you let that information get to you and how much volume of that information can get to you as well. But let's talk about the other side of that as well. There's also lesbians out here that are in relationships and they're not on social media and they're very low key about who they are and what they do. And that's a beautiful thing as well. But from all the lesbians I know, I only know barely a handful of healthy, committed relationships, and that says a lot. The basis of a lesbian relationship is two women in something that they share a lot of emotions, feelings, sex, all types of things romantically together, and they try to share life together. The odds of us even finding that where it's healthy, it's a long-term thing, it's a I can build life with you kind of thing, is so rare. Because if you think about it in general, you take down the entire population, right? Cut that in half, that's women. Then you take that population and cut it down to about a quarter or less of women who actually like women. And then within that fourth, you have to find women that are attracted to you, you're attracted to them, you can make life happen together, your sexual chemistry is there, the bond is there, the true love is there. Think about how hard that is. That is very difficult for us to find. So here's the gem. A lot of us settle. How hard is it to find a lesbian near you? Especially those in towns where there's not a lot of people. That is rare and that is hard. So a lot of us either do a lot of traveling, a lot of long distance, or a lot of settling. The settling is where the abuse, the domestic violence, the shitty bonds, all those things come into play because it takes a lot of us a lot longer to find that person and the one that's going to be really healthy and good to us. And therefore a lot of us, most of us, go through that horrible trauma from other lesbians because there's a lot of romantic feelings and a lot of things that get messy within those first couple months, weeks, days, whatever. And a lot of us get caught up and some of us even get married. You have to think of it as well too. A lot of us as lesbians, as individuals, have gone through a lot of shit as well just to come out and be who we are, be confident in this world. With all the things in the world against us as well, that is crazy. And sadly, I don't have a lot of good things to say about lesbian relationships because at the end of the day, they're pretty bad. When they're good, they're great. Don't get me wrong, they are amazing. But the percentage of that staying there, where it's good, it's amazing, the energy is so good, it's lasting a long time, you're successful as a couple, is very, very slim. And that is the sad reality of it. And a lot of us, especially in those first breakups, get devastated. It breaks our heart because that was our life. That's what we thought love was. We thought that that was our person. And the truth of all of this is really we all as individual lesbians need to work on ourselves. We need to come into here and process what we've been through, what we're going through, who we are, what we have to present to another person, and be able to do that with another person. That is where a successful relationship comes into play. You are able to grow with this person, you're able to make money with this person, you're able to share passions with one another. The sex is out of this world. You're able to just have a really solid person in your life who supports you, who loves you unconditionally. And a lot of us have to either go through a lot of shit to find that or take a lot of time to find that. A lot of y'all just need to sit down. You just need to take a seat. Because I took all that time being single and understanding myself, who I am, I finally found a place where I feel really, really good. And that energy that I've always wanted is finally being presented in my life and is being reciprocated. It's really rewarding to be here because it took so much work to get here. And that's the biggest thing that y'all miss. The work, the hard part. The sitting alone, the crying alone, the doing things alone. The uncomfortability of being alone needs to be faced. We will never have forever with someone else. We will always have forever for ourselves. And when two people have that prioritized in their lives separately, that's where successful relationships and love lies. So I say all this to say, stop getting sucked into the lesbian trap of one another. It feels like lesbians treat that as their life's purpose, to find someone. A lot of you prioritize love so much that you get to this point where you don't even communicate with your friends. You move in with them and you just lose contact with the outside world. It's almost like an unspoken rule with a lot of my friends who get in relationships that I won't hear from them as much as I used to. I won't see them as much as I used to. I know they're not gonna be as happy as they used to be either. I don't care if you're happy. It's toxic if you lose yourself. I used to settle. I used to be desperate. I used to do the most for a sliver of pussy. Just a sliver. Just a little crumb. Just a little bit. But when you do those things, you're telling that person that what they're doing is acceptable. And those same patterns are gonna repeat in your life until you learn that goddamn lesson. And trust me, I am saying this from experience. In sum, go through the hard stuff, find out who you are, take time to do that, and be patient in finding love, because at the end of the day, because it's not our life's purpose. It's just an add-on. It's a benefit. It's a bonus. Wait for someone to show up for you and wait for you to show up for yourself. I love y'all, man, but you got a lot of shit to work on, and I am good on that. And if y'all do see me in a relationship, know that I got it good. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.